Your garden soil isn't failing because you're doing something wrong. It's failing because something was quietly removed from it, over decades, by an industry that profits every time your plants struggle. There is a method that costs under $1 to make, takes one night to brew, and restores what years of store-bought fertilizer has been slowly destroying underground. Ancient farmers across 3 continents used this. The Amish still use it today. And in the last 20 years, agricultural scientists have confirmed exactly why it works. This video covers what it is, how it works, and the exact steps to make it this week. Here's what most gardening content never tells you. Healthy soil is not just dirt. It is one of the most complex living ecosystems on Earth. A single teaspoon of genuinely healthy soil contains more living organisms than there are people on this planet. Bacteria, fungi, protozoa. An invisible community working constantly, breaking down organic matter, delivering nutrients directly to plant roots, suppressing disease without any chemical input. This is called the soil food web. And it is the real engine behind every garden that actually thrives. Now here's what happened. After World War II, chemical companies that had been producing wartime materials needed new markets. They pivoted into farming. Synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, growth treatments, within one generation, these became the standard across America. The fertilizers feed the plant directly. That produces fast results. But they bypass the soil food web entirely. The microbes stop being needed. Their populations quietly collapse. And once that underground ecosystem is gone, your soil becomes completely dependent on chemical inputs to function at all. That's not bad luck. That's not your technique. That's the design. The fix is not a new product. It's a restoration of the exact biological system that was already there before the industry replaced it. When you brew finished compost in properly oxygenated water for 12 to 24 hours, you create an environment where beneficial bacteria and fungi multiply rapidly. Billions of living organisms, concentrated in one liquid. When you pour that into your soil, you are reseeding the ground with the same microbial life that made it productive in the first place. This method has been documented by the Rodale Institute, which has run the longest side-by-side comparison of organic and conventional farming in the United States. By Washington State University. By the USDA's own Natural Resources Conservation Service. The science is not fringe. It just isn't profitable to sell. Here is exactly what you need and how to do it. What you need: a clean 5-gallon bucket. 2 cups of finished compost, homemade is best, but certified organic store-bought works. 1 teaspoon of unsulfured blackstrap molasses. Chlorine-free water. And either a small aquarium air pump with a bubbler stone or the commitment to stir vigorously every 2 to 3 hours. Total cost per batch, under $1. Step 1. Prepare your water. If you are on city tap water, fill the bucket and leave it uncovered for at least 1 hour before adding anything. Chlorine is designed to kill microorganisms. It does not stop working just because it is in a garden bucket. Let it off gas first. This step is not optional. Step 2. Build the brew. Add 2 cups of finished compost to the water. Then add 1 teaspoon of blackstrap molasses. This feeds the bacteria and accelerates their multiplication. Do not use regular molasses or any sulfured variety. The sulfur compounds work against everything you are trying to do. Step 3. Aerate. Run the aquarium pump continuously from this point until brewing is complete. If stirring by hand, do it vigorously for 1 to 2 minutes every 2 to 3 hours. The oxygen is what separates a brew that restores your soil from one that damages it. Step 4. Brew for 12 to 24 hours. In warm conditions, aim for the shorter end. You will know it is working when you see light foam on the surface and smell a fresh earthy scent, like healthy soil after rain. Step 5. Apply the same day. Strain out the solid compost using cheesecloth or a fine mesh. Pour the liquid directly onto the soil around the root zone of your plants. Water lightly before and after. Use within hours of finishing. Once aeration stops, the microbial population begins declining. Before you try this, 3 mistakes are worth knowing. Mistake 1. Brewing without oxygen. If you mix compost and water and simply let it sit, you are not making compost tea. You are creating an anaerobic brew that can introduce harmful bacteria. The pump is not optional. Mistake 2. Using the wrong compost. The brew is only as good as what you start with. Compost containing chemical residues or diseased plant material introduces problems rather than solutions. Finished compost smells like a forest floor after rain. If it smells sharp or like ammonia, it is not ready. Mistake 3. Expecting overnight results. One application will not transform heavily depleted ground. What you will see over 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use is gradual real improvement. Soil that holds moisture longer. Plants that begin moving again after stalling. Ground that looks darker and more alive. That is the beginning of something real. This method costs almost nothing. It is documented by respected agricultural institutions. And it directly restores what the fertilizer industry has spent decades quietly removing from your soil. The Rodale Institute has found that soils managed with organic inputs consistently outperform chemically managed soils over time, especially during drought and weather stress. The reason is always the same. Living soil retains water, cycles nutrients, and supports plant health in ways that synthetic inputs simply cannot replicate. That knowledge was always there. The science just needed time to catch up with what traditional farmers already knew. If this gave you something useful today, subscribe to Plant Doctrine. Every week we uncover the hidden systems behind plants, soil, and sustainable living that the modern world forgot, or was told to forget. And stay close, because the next video covers one common kitchen ingredient that people add to this exact brew thinking it helps. It doesn't. It kills the microbial activity before the brew even finishes. It is probably sitting in your kitchen right now.